While the media is distracted with Stormy Daniels and Trump's call to Putin, the Trump administration continues to make moves that are going unnoticed. And one of those is their lack of transparency in pay equity. So this from the Hill. Civil rights groups are suing the Trump administration for documents detailing its decision to halt an Obama-era rule that would have required businesses to track how much they pay employees of different races and genders. The 15-page complaint alleges the Office of Management and Budget violated the Freedom of Information Act when it failed to respond to 5 requests the group sent in September for records on the agency's decision to shut down the pay data collection rule. The 2016 rule would have required companies with 100 or more employees, including federal contractors and subcontractors, to report pay data by sex and race starting in March on the annual Employer Information Report, or EEO-1 form. The goal was to collect information to further advance equal pay for women and minorities in the workplace. Okay, so here's a little more information from the groups that are suing about pay inequity. So women working full-time year-round are typically paid 80 cents for every dollar paid to their male counterparts. Black women, 63 cents. Native American women, 57 cents. Latinas, 54 cents. And black men are paid 72 cents and Latino men paid 62 cents when compared to white men. So this is an issue that is affecting half the population, at least, more than half the population. So we're talking about data here that could lead to actual changes. So right now, these are rough estimates. But if we get actual data from these companies that start collecting it, then we can better assess what is actually going on and how to change that. Now, the other part of this is if there's nothing to hide. So if you're on the other side of this argument and you're acting like, well, there actually is no pay inequity, everyone's getting paid what they should get paid, well, then you should be for releasing these documents. So it's worth keeping in mind that this lawsuit is about actually getting the documents that led to this decision, not necessarily reversing the decision. So this is just about a freedom of information request. So if you think there's no problem, then you should be for releasing these documents so that we can all see for ourselves what actually led to this decision. And then if we find out, well, that wasn't actually, there wasn't actually a real reason to stop this, then we should start it back up and start collecting this data and find out how to actually fix this problem. Now, the another aspect of this is when this is imposed, it actually pushes companies back from paying people what they are not paying people what they deserve. So when you know that your data is being collected, when you know that you have to send this information to the government, that how much you are paying people based on race, based on sex, when you know that's being collected, you might start reversing your positions as a company. You may think, oh, I saw the light. Now I'm going to pay everybody equally. But that's another benefit of this. So you may, if you are against this, you might in fact be proven correct, because when this data is collected, it may show that in fact all these companies have now decided to change their mind and they are going to pay people properly. But we won't know any of this, or there won't be any effects of this, until we actually see the documents that led to this decision and actually maybe in the future be able to collect this data and see what is actually going on. Now, this was a sentiment that was also echoed by Kristen Clark, who's the president and executive director of Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. And she tweeted out this: "Our lawsuit seeks disclosure of documents leading up to this administration's decision to gut this critical pay data collection rule, requiring employers to collect and submit pay data on the basis of race, ethnicity, and gender helps prevent and discourage discrimination. #equalpay. Now, the fact that the Office of Management and Budget failed to respond to 5 Freedom of Information requests makes this situation that much more sketchy. If there was a legitimate reason why they changed this rule, then they would just hand over the documents and we could see why it was changed. But they're hiding that. Why? So you may think this is a small issue, but this goes to the total lack of transparency within this Trump administration. So I hope these groups are successful in their lawsuit so we can find out what is actually going on. Hey, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button below and consider throwing me a few bucks on Patreon at patreon.com/therationalnational or therationalnational.com/join.